Good morning. We have seen three major pollution scenario with respect to water, air, and land. Then the light pollution, Tejas. Light refers to the artificial light as well as the natural light. So pollution takes place in both the cases. Artificial light pollution as well as natural light pollution. Natural light, the source, as you know, sun. There are ultraviolet rays emitting from the sun, and that is being passed through a layer in the stratosphere around 10 to 20 kilometers from the surface of the earth up to 50 kilometers. You have a layer known as ozone layer. This ozone layer actually converts the UV ultraviolet light or ray to heat. That is the importance and significance of ozone layer.
The Earth's atmosphere is what makes life on Earth possible. This atmosphere protects us from harmful radiations of the sun and helps maintain the Earth's temperature by trapping some of the heat that enters the atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere is divided into 5 layers, depending upon the temperature. The second layer, known as stratosphere, holds a very important shield that protects us from the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation and only lets in the good rays. This important shield is known as the ozone layer. Ozone is a gas with 3 atoms of oxygen in a molecule, and the formula is O3. The highest concentration of the ozone gas is found in the stratosphere, but its amount is still less compared to the other gases present in the stratosphere. Despite its small amount, the ozone layer performs a very important function. It blocks the harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun from reaching the Earth's surface. The ultraviolet radiations of the sun can be very harmful for us. It can cause skin cancer, blindness, a weak immune system, and many other diseases. The ozone layer protects us from these harmful ultraviolet rays by absorbing about 98% of them. But due to human activities, this protective layer is in danger. In the 1980s, scientists discovered that the amount of ozone gas in the Earth's atmosphere had decreased. It was also reported that 70% of the ozone layer was reduced above Antarctica. This reduction of the ozone layer was referred to as ozone depletion, or the ozone hole. The depletion of the ozone layer is mainly caused by chemicals such as chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, hydrofluorocarbons, and other ozone-depleting substances. These chemicals are mostly found in sprays, refrigerants used in air conditioners and refrigerators, and plastic products. Chlorofluorocarbons are molecules made up of chlorine, fluorine, and carbon. When a chlorofluorocarbon molecule is released into the Earth's atmosphere, the ultraviolet rays of the sun cause it to break up and release a chlorine atom. The ozone molecule is highly reactive. As it reacts with the chlorine atom, it produces a single oxygen molecule and chlorine monoxide. Chlorine monoxide further reacts with another ozone molecule to produce another chlorine atom, which further reacts with more ozone molecules. The chlorine atom is highly reactive. This results in the thinning of the ozone layer in the atmosphere. As a result, the harmful ultraviolet rays penetrate through the atmosphere and reach the Earth's surface. These harmful rays may affect human health by causing skin cancer, blindness, and a weak immune system. These rays also affect plant growth and ocean life, thus disturbing the entire ecosystem. In 2016, it was reported that the amount of chlorine and other ozone-depleting substances in the atmosphere had been reduced, and the ozone hole was gradually healing. It is estimated that if we continue to take measures to heal the ozone layer by prohibiting the use of ozone-depleting substances, the level of ozone will return to the pre-1980s levels by 2075. Let's summarize what we have learned today. The ozone layer is present in the stratosphere, the second layer of the Earth's atmosphere. The ozone layer absorbs harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun and prevents them from reaching the Earth's surface. The ultraviolet radiations of the sun can cause skin cancer, blindness, and other harmful diseases. They can also affect the growth of plants. Chlorofluorocarbons, hydrofluorocarbons, and other ozone-depleting substances from refrigerants, sprays, and plastic materials react with the ozone molecules in the stratosphere. This results in the depletion of the ozone layer. The use of ozone-depleting substances should be banned in order to prevent the ozone layer from disappearing completely.
Unfortunately, this layer is getting depleted. Ozone layer depletion. That is the natural light, the pollution. Sky. Then artificial light pollution is, first of all, we consume lot of energy for the light, artificial light. Even though you compensate by using LED instead of incandescent lamps, fluorescent lamps, then compact fluorescent lamps, CFL. Now you are using LCD, now LED, which preserves energy, which consumes only less energy for a particular wattage. So the one is the energy consumption. Second, this light may induce color distortion. And these lights will induce erratic behavior on animals and birds. That's another aspect of it. Natural light, they are used to natural daylight, and they prefer to be in the dark, in darkness, if daylight is not present. But the environment is lit even in night with artificial light. That is called a permanent supplementary artificial lighting installation. Permanent supplementary artificial lighting installation, PSALI, but usually pronounced as SALI. P is silent. So this artificial light induces a psychological imbalance or disturbance to make birds and animals. They may be restless, sometimes producing strange noises. So that's the pollution concerned with light, natural light as well as sunlight. Then, as you know, the space, the greatest pollution, Prithvi, up, Tejas, light, Vayu, air, Akash, the space, sky. The global warming and the climate change, they are the real-time pollution. Day by day, interfering in the seasons, interfering in the temperature, interfering in the humidity, interfering in the air velocity. These are the parameters of climatic design. In the climatic design, the parameters are dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, humidity or rather relative humidity, air velocity, temperature and pressure. All these things are altered to a great extent. All seasons have been altered. The time of rainfall has changed. The frequency of rain has changed. The ambient temperature has considerably increased. Room temperature is not 23 Celsius, even though you assume for all designs 20 to 23. Nowadays, the room temperature is built up more than 30. And the outside temperature has even reached 41 Celsius. So, that is the repercussions or implications or impact on the environment due to global warming and climate change. So, the researchers and scientists are addressing the problem. This is of great concern to the whole environment. At that time, the major three pollutions, land pollution, air pollution and water pollution, how far you are in a position to control to the maximum, scientifically, regularize pollution standards, adhering to stringent rules and laws, legislation, by which controlling the pollution in the major three areas, water, air and land, is the only solution in front of us to take care of other pollutions, especially global warming and climate change. And each and every one of us has a role to play to abate the universal pollution. They can be called as the universal pollution known as global warming and climate change. So we have to wind up environmental engineering, being the third major discipline in the practice of a civil engineer. If we wind up environmental engineering without spelling out a term, it will be incomplete. And the term is nothing but sustainability. Sustainability is the slogan of environmental engineering. Sustainability is the slogan, and that word sustainability is dynamic in its definition. Nobody can define sustainability permanent. There is no universal permanent definition for sustainability. Even though we have a vague idea, a peripheral idea about an approximate definition for sustainability, that definition has to be updated, has to be modified, has to be coined in another ways, because the requirement of the environment, the requirement of the living organisms, the requirement of the habitation, the requirement of the development, the requirement of the whole population change day by day. When these requirements change, standards change, definition of sustainability obviously is getting changed. To start with, what is sustainability? To start, what is sustainability? Sustainability is performance of all natural resources or utilization of all natural resources to that extent without affecting their basic qualities. Quantity will be changed once you start consuming. One will get will get converted to other forms, because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. The material conservation is nothing but one matter will get changed to another matter. That is obvious. But this conversion, directly or indirectly, shall not induce a severe impact on the environment. The environment shall not be subjected to a severe threat because of the utilization or tapping of the natural resources. That is the first definition of sustainability. Sustainability should be a safe game with the substances, with the resources. Similarly, when you start supplementing because of the scarcity of natural resources, the day has come, the century has started witnessing substituting artificial, man-made or synthetic components by way of materials and manufacture. Artificial materials, artificial components, artificial systems, they shall not interfere in the ecological balance of the system. They should not adversely affect the flora and fauna, the human race, the environment, and shall not, in that quantity, pollute the five natural resources which we have discussed. So, in one sentence, pollution-free environment leads to sustainability. Pollution-free environment leads to sustainability. Sustainability is a basic requirement for livability for enriching the standard of living, for accommodating all living organisms to live with comfort, ease of living. The pressure of pollution shall not be imposed on the living beings. If sustainability is at stake, the pressure on pollution will be experienced on the livability, and the living standards will get considerably affected. So who will take care of this sustainability? All of us. All of us have a role in bringing suitable, substantial, spontaneous, safe, smart, sustainable environment in the society where we live. So sustainability is not in anyone's hand, it is in everybody's hand. How they use the slogan of sustainability, how far they are proactive, how far they are productive, how far they are progressive, how far they are involved in promoting sustainability standards directly or indirectly will tell upon the overall sustainability, which other way called as the environmental efficiency. Sustainability can be otherwise called the efficiency of the environment. The performance of the environment in service is called sustainability. So what are things we can do to take care of sustainability from our side? Let us think about it tomorrow. Thank you very much. God bless.